Hello and welcome to Twin Flames Between Worlds podcast. My name is Tabitha.
And I'm Liesel.
Hello, we're back for episode 2 of A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Welcome back.
Whee!
Now we're going to discuss, we last talked about chapters 1 through 5. We ended with Faerie and the Beast walking into a manor. We don't necessarily know where they're at right now, but into a manor scenario. So now we're going to go through chapters 6 through 10. So let's kick it.
Let's get it.
All right, so we start chapter 6 by an estate sprawled across a rolling green land, never seeing anything like it. It's a very beautiful place, but by Faerie's description is very isolating and lonely, which I like. I mean, that's going to be through a lot of this first part, and a lot of this first book is a lot of Faerie reflection.
Yeah, true. And I think, I can't remember if we mentioned it in the last episode, but just the fact that this whole new area is in spring when she was literally just in winter. And so she's a little confused by that. That's like, how can it be spring here?
Well, and yeah, we can say, because we saw the map, we know as readers that the only possible way or court that they're in is spring. They're in spring. That's not really a surprise to anybody. It's on the map.
Except for her, because she hasn't seen any map yet.
Which is so interesting, right? Because it's interesting. It's almost like a TV show. We have that knowledge, but like she doesn't yet.
Mm-hmm.
Very cinematic in that way. So she goes to describe the house. Obviously way different than her hovel, as they like to call it. And so I wanted to, in this huge description that she has, there's a sweeping staircase. And I personally love a sweeping staircase. We at our old college that Liesel's still attending, that now is my alma mater, they had a sweeping staircase that I would love to come down in like a huge dress, and I just love to train. Like, I love the train going down it. So
it's her princess lifestyle.
Very much so. So I just wanted to be like, yes, there's a sweeping staircase. Already love this place. So it's funny how, like, she's so tired from the magic that the beast threw at her that she like falls off the horse.
That combined with the fact that she hasn't actually had a good meal for a while. I mean, I guess technically a couple days ago she had the deer, but still, like, she still limited herself, and she'd still been starving before that.
Right.
So that, and, she hasn't technically had water for 2 days. It's not the greatest idea to run right now.
And so, yeah, she's like full on debating about whether or not she runs, whether or not she stays, and go the exact same mentality you said. It's like, okay, well, I can't really leave now because I have no energy to. So she follows the beast into the big great hall, I would call it. In a fantasy it's called a great hall. But it's like a really long table and just an array of food, like a huge spread. It's like, as soon as this guy or whatever, this fey creature walks in, immediate food on the table.
Some kind of Hogwarts shit.
I was thinking the exact same thing, but I was just like, I wonder, are there elves in the background? Probably the lower fairies, actually.
Yeah, probably.
So
they might literally be lower.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of like fairy delicacies. She's not. It's sort of the same food, but she's really not used to it. But the one thing that she keeps saying, and that's why she Veyra describes, like, she stays back while the beast sits down. Like, the number one rule of in the human lands was do not eat or drink the wine, because if you do that, you'll immediately become a slave to the fairies. That's their lore.
And it's like lore that is passed down in every way possible, whether it be through stories or, like
Mhm,
as Favorite puts it, like sing to them in their cradles. So it's literally from the moment that they can hear things. It's like,
mhm.
yeah, don't eat fairy food, don't drink their wine.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously that's going to be a problem if she doesn't eat or drink anything. So a small inconvenience at the moment. So the beast plops into the chair, and all of a sudden there's this big white light, like magic is happening now, and he turns into a golden-haired man. Very, very gorgeous. Um, and she's shocked because I don't think I was shocked personally because I was thinking, "Oh, this is just, a fairy, right? There's some magic going on." She's like, "No, wait. He can transform. He's a high fae. That means he has more power. That means he's more dangerous."
And oh my god, I nearly stood up to a high fae.
Mhm. Like, she's, like, really regretting those last words that she
Mm-hmm.
said to him. Um, so yeah, he um but not only is he a high fae, but he's a high fae and he looks young because obviously in these books, it's kind of like the vampire thing. They're really old, but they look young. And the most notable thing is that he has a mask on.
Like a masquerade mask that just covers the front, like top part of his face.
Correct. Or and like enough of it that you can really only see the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Um
And it's like super like decorated and lots of embroidery and greens and golds.
mhm, correct. And so obviously I like how she describes it as like it's very cinematic. It's like, who are you? um because like his colors are similar to the beast's form, but his giant claws lurk beneath that surface of skin. Like his claws seem to pop out every now and then.
The beast
Um
within.
right, right. So obviously she's getting scared now. This is a different Feyre than we've been used to up until this point. Um so the beast keeps trying to get her to like he's immediately drinking the wine. He doesn't give a shit. While she's kind of standing back not and he's like trying to get her to eat, but she's not biting for it. And so he tells her, and this is very interesting. Feyre is told that she's allowed to live anywhere in Prithian, but she wouldn't really survive anywhere else. So the beast says, I mean, you can live anywhere. Like that wasn't what was said, or that wasn't what I said. So
He's like, yeah, you don't have to live with me. I just gave you offering. Like, I just offered you a safe place. But
he
if you don't want to live here, you don't have to. You can go anywhere in Prithian.
he offered protection.
That's
That's like
true.
that's like the only thing that he's offering that somebody else wouldn't offer. It seems.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a lot of kind of back and forth. She's still a little uncomfortable by standing there. But we get this other named person that just barges in. The fox, the fox masked fairy sank onto the edge of the table, the light catching in his long, fiery red hair. Basically, not giving a shit that she's there. Very much like not. It's almost like when someone's talking about you when you're in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And
Definitely part of me, like, thought of, like, when he, like, came in, my first thought was, like, how the heck did he, like, not notice her?
mhm,
But he probably did and just ignored her.
right. Because he knows exactly who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's almost like not that I think to me when I read this the first time I was like, I don't know, does he have some sort of like did he send a message somehow to him? It's just like, oh, a human's coming, or did he smell human? I don't know. Um, but immediately starts talking. We don't know either of their names yet, except into the next page when the Beast doesn't say his name, but he says Lucian. So we get a name.
Finally, our first name, our first fae name.
I love how it's like Lucian, behave.
I mean, I totally would have been fine with just calling him Foxboy.
Well, that's what some of the community calls it. So we find out that he's Lucian and he's a courtier and emissary to this manor. His joke at her expense is, your eyes are like stars and your hair is like burnished gold. It's like, thanks.
That's a. I don't even know you, but thanks for the compliment. I guess it'd be okay if you weren't a frickin' high fae.
He doesn't seem like he likes her at all.
No, it's a very sarcastic compliment.
Well, because he literally starts out by saying, like, did you enjoy killing my friend, human? Like, damn.
Well, I guess we know his thoughts on humans and his opinions on their level of worth.
Mm-hmm. So it's like a very short, like, introduction to him and very pointed, but at the same time, I mean, is he kind of right though? Like, I mean, his friend did die, and I don't know. But so then we get another name. So it's Lucian asks what her name is, and of course the Beast is like, her name is Feyre.
Because Feyre just straight up was not going to answer. Like, she just glared at him. And
Oh
then the beast, like, speaks up and is just like, her name is Feyre. And I'm like, I guess he does pay attention?
yeah, because she didn't give him a name at all.
No, he's not just a dumb beast after all.
Mm-mm. So then we get another name. So he says, Alice will take you to your room. You could use a bath and fresh clothes. Which first, we get another name. So we get a servant lady that comes in. Her name is Alice, and she has a bird mask, and it seems like she's a servant of some
And
sort.
she scares the bejesus out of her because, like, just all of a
Mhm.
sudden Feyre has an arm on her. Or all of a sudden Feyre has a hand on her arm.
Oh yeah, ready to like push, like, because she was expecting a dungeon. She
Mm-hmm.
was expecting some sort of like bad welcome, or I mean, I don't really. It's like the Twilight meme. It's like, what did you think it was gonna be? Castles and dungeons and moats? It's like, no, not the moats. Um, Actually, you've never watched Twilight, so you wouldn't even get that reference. But
It still sounds funny, so.
yeah, it's like she expected one thing and then sees something else. But um, so another like important thing that Sarah highlights when she's writing this is everyone is wearing a mask, which seems Lucian's wearing a mask, Alice is wearing a mask, and the Beast, which we still don't have a name yet, is still wearing a mask, which is a little bit. What did you think about the whole mask situation at first?
Some weird fairy fashion. Uh, I
Mm-hmm.
was kind of definitely agreeing with Feyre about that. Like, she's just like, maybe it's in honor of their leader or whatever. Um, but no, it's just in some weird fairy fashion. I think my first thoughts of it were just like, is this like how they welcome new people? Whether it's people they like or not, like, is this how they welcome them? And then you have to like earn their trust in order to see their faces.
So yeah, everyone's like, I guess the mask situation for me was, I guess I also thought it was sort of a fashion, or honestly, I didn't think, if I'm going to be honest, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, I'm already getting thrown so many things. I'm getting thrown new characters. I'm getting thrown such a new world. I really didn't notice it until maybe halfway through. And I was like, oh, wait, what? They're wearing masks? um, but yeah, so he also brings up something else, which this was only me. This was personally me, just because when I read it the first time, I was like, I'm so interested in hearing about like the not the religion necessarily, but what the people in like a fantasy world pray to, or it's like oh oh gods or something like that. It's like to them, like Lucian starts out by saying, "That's the hand the cauldron thought to deal us." So we hear this thing called the cauldron.
Sounds like
And
some kind of witch's cauldron.
I know, and I was intrigued. I mean, whenever you think of cauldron, you do think of a witch is like black cauldron, and so I was intrigued nonetheless because I was like, I don't know, that seems like such an object to me. Anytime in a fantasy world, it's always like, oh, I mean, Aphrodite's an actual Greek goddess, but just like, oh, Aphrodite, like it's always like a person. This is like an object, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what that is, but, like, it was almost like a pointed, "Oh, I'm gonna note it," and then totally forget about it.
Yeah, I definitely, when I thought about it, like, be- because, like, what you were saying with it's always an entity, like, I was like, is, like, this cauldron an object? Or is it the person who owns the cauldron? Or is the cauldron alive? I have
Mm.
no idea what that is. Although it's kind of strange and it doesn't seem to flow well with the words. I specifically remember thinking, saying like, by the cauldron or, oh, cauldron or whatever. Like that, it didn't flow well of like, dear God or Jesus Christ. Like it just didn't flow. And so I'm just like, I don't think this is going to catch on.
No, and it yeah, I totally agree. Um, so what's funny is that, like, Feyre can hear them as she's walking out, and so, um, we also get to hear a little bit more of a tidbit from Lucian about, "She brought Andreas down. We never should have sent them out there. None of them should have been out there. It was a fool's mission." So interesting that it seemed like there were other people out there besides Andreas out in the woods that
Mhm.
day. So something to clock. I guess I was never like I was just like, oh wait, there was other people. That seems weird. That seems like a sole incident.
I think I didn't actually like notice that when I first read it. It's saying like we never should have sent them out there. I think I read it as we never should have sent him out there. But like
Uh,
going back and reading it, I guess yeah, hearing them out there makes a lot more sense. And I just
mm-hmm.
today read it again, read through the chapters again, and I still read it as him. So,
It's so subtle. Like I don't even know how I picked it up. It was more just like, oh, was they interesting?
mhm. Which means there's more Andresses. Like, are they like more wolves, or do they take other forms, or whatever?
Mm-hmm. So we just hear them like talking to each other, and she's obviously a little bit upset by what they're talking about, but I mean there's nothing really uh can be done. I love how he says, "Then you've got your work cut out for you, old son. I'm sure her life will be a fine replacement for Andreas's. Maybe she can even train with the others on the border." It's like, ugh. So as she's going down the stairs and how Alice is leading her through these gold gilded halls, what I picked up from her huge long spiel about it is that there's no screaming, there's no torture, and the room that she gets in is a huge large room. I'm thinking of every princess book that I've read where it's like a no-name girl goes into a big uh, castle and gets the big bed for the first time. It's like, wait, again, I'm staying here?
Yeah. As Favor says, a room, not a cell, a room.
It's like, you sure you got it's almost like she's questioning, like, don't shut up. Don't question it.
I mean, and like she was probably thinking, like, well, if it's not a cell, it's a room. Like, it's probably gonna be like a small room and like sleep on the floor kind of room, like almost like a cell. And then they just label it a room, regardless. But no, it's like this full ass like royalty master suite, whatever you want to call it. And like, okay, this is a huge upgrade from the cottage.
Right, right. And still there's still a sense of course there's still a sense of wariness with her. She's um kind of what I picked up is she's still prey, but confused by all the peacefulness that she's surrounded by. It's like, wait, I'm still the human in this scenario, but I don't sense any like blatant hostility
Mm-hmm.
from
It's
them.
like, oh, what if our rumors about Prithian weren't as bad?
It's like already starting to doubt, but she's not. Yeah, she's like it's almost like little seeds of doubt, but she like quickly shuts those down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because Alice disappears for a little while and comes back with a velvety turquoise dress. Obviously,
Favor's just straight up like, fuck that. No. Never.
no, she is not the dress kind of girl. At least from what we've read so far, I would never. Well, and I think you said this. I mean, maybe I'm gonna take your thunder, but I think you said this the first time when we read this. It's like it's almost like she was uncomfortable to wear a dress because she hasn't worn one in such a long time from when they were probably younger.
Yeah, and to like continue with that thought, she hasn't worn one since she was younger, but she also, she's in this what she deems as a very dangerous place with dangerous company. And the reason she started wearing pants in the first place was one because they couldn't really afford like dresses that her family wanted to wear, but also dresses aren't super great for hunting or
Mhm.
fighting or anything like that. And so she started wearing pants. And especially now that she's in this dangerous place, she definitely doesn't want to wear a dress. Because if she has any
Right.
chance, it'll be if she's trying to run.
Right. All that, totally, yes. And I mean, obviously, it seemed like Alice was being helpful to her, but I think what was so nice about Alice and the gesture she made was after that, when she said no, when she kept saying no, she got her. Well, after bringing her tattered rags that she was wearing,
I mean, at least
um,
he tried to wash the rags before, like, immediately throwing them away.
I love how she just said they dissolved, like, without so it's like with like, when they touched the water, it dissolved.
This is what's
Um,
left of your pants. And I just imagine her holding up, like, a soggy clump of fabric that isn't attached at all.
it's like, I guess not. So, but Alice, does the really good, I don't wanna say really good servant thing, but she, like, brings, uh, Feyre, pants and a tunic,
Mm-hmm.
and on top of that, gives her some pointed words of advice, might I add, for I mean, even going in back to Shakespearean, like I've read so many Shakespeare's, the servant is always either like super sassy or the comedic relief.
Mm-hmm.
So Sarah's totally going for the sassy servant on this one.
Yeah.
Because basically she gives her the lowdown, just like if you're wise, you'll keep your mouth shut and your ears open. It'll do you
Mm-hmm.
more good here than a loose tongue. And keep your wits about you, even your senses will try to betray you here.
Seems like this is always like so great that even like right off the bat she has someone like not necessarily that she can trust, but someone who can give her information. And it's kind of like the whole thing with the mercenary. She was scared of the mercenary, but she still talked to her, just for the sake of information and money and stuff, but also information. Um, and so now I feel like Alice has taken that next place as person who can give her information.
Because it seems like she enough is like, cares enough that it's like, okay, here's what you need to do. Because I also love how she says, you keep your head down and none of them will bother you. Though Lucian, he could do with someone snapping at him if you have the courage for it.
Oh, she has the courage to do a lot of things.
I mean, that's totally the Feyre that we've seen up until this far is somebody who would clap back, but she's just so afraid in the current moment. I do want to like highlight though before we move on to like the next chapter. I love how I don't know, maybe it's because this was so profound for me when I read this the first time. Usually it's keep your sight, like, your eyes are the truth tellers. It's like
Hmm.
this is taking that and swapping it. It's like okay, don't nothing you see is true. It's what you hear. And as for
Mhm.
somebody who's, maybe into music like us or more auditory learners, like I personally love that.
Mhm.
So it's like, oh wow, okay. But it's I think it's one of those things though where like Fayer goes, huh? And doesn't understand it at all.
Mhm.
Which how would she? She wouldn't know. All right, so next we go into chapter 7. Uh the dinner scene.
The dinner scene.
The most awkward freaking dinner I've ever been to. So it begins with a dinner with Lucian and the man that we still don't know his name, but the one who, obviously the beast. And seems like, I mean, I know she said that Lucian said that he was an emissary. So he's like some sort of, and he says some sort of hierarchy, but it's almost like he's a soldier versus the other beast guy is the leader.
Yeah, especially like with when Lucian first came in, like he
Mhm.
sketched a bow or whatever. So it's like,
Mhm.
I mean, even if it seems like they're friends in a way, like they're mocking each other a little bit, but it definitely seems like there is that ranking.
Right. And obviously she's still uncomfortable because she doesn't want to eat the food. And I mean, I guess I can't blame her, even though it's a little bit irritating reading it back. It's like, just come on, sit and eat the food. But at the same time, I have to remember all she's ever known is to not do that, because if she does, her her senses are going to be completely gone then, or
Hmm.
whatever. So we finally get a name. Lucian says the beast's name, and his name is Tamlin. Finally get a name, very posh sounding.
Tomlin, the beast.
I love how his first thing that was like, "I told you so, Tamlin. Your skills with females have definitely become rusty in recent decades."
Decades?
Yeah, decades. Tamlin.
Wait, they live for decades? Oh shit.
It's like, oh yeah, I think I forgot about that little detail.
Ooh, were they alive when the war happened?
Mm-hmm. Like all those questions are like starting to come, like get in her mind.
The more she
Um,
figures stuff out, the more questions there are.
which I think is like the cool thing about this book, especially when you're reading it the first time, is because it's like question, answer, and it's just continuously like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes me want to keep reading.
True, because you want to find out the answers.
Right. But then there's more questions, and it's like, huh, and obviously there goes into like a witty back and forth between the three of them, mostly Lucian trying to, pick at her. It's like, well, why aren't you wearing a dress? It's like, I don't want to wear a dress.
Even though like Lucian's being so I wouldn't say rude, but like very forward and teasing. Like it doesn't feel mean necessarily. Like yeah, he may be upset that Andreas was killed by her, but it definitely I don't know. It kind of seems like a banter between best friends. Like
Mm.
it feels like banter that you and I do every once in a while, where I'll say
So
something and then you'll flip me off, and then you'll say something and then I will get embarrassed and stop talking.
just call us out right there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so true. Because it's like, because to everybody else, it would seem like, God damn, you guys are being really mean to each other. But it's like, oh no, we're just fucking around.
Yeah, like that's just like our relationship. And so like it definitely like seems like they got a friendship even though they've known each other less than 12 hours.
And I feel like Feyre doesn't know whether or not he's joking or not.
And it's hard when they're wearing masks too.
You can't see him at all.
No.
But so yeah, so they both seem like one important like detail is they both seem to be warrior like. They have baldricks and they have weapons on them. Uh, so that's important to know. It's like, oh, they have weapons. Yikes. Here's where like the awkwardness comes in, where I'm like totally being like, Tamlin is me in this scenario. Just like he's like, you look better than before. It's like, what?
Yes, that is how you flirt.
It's like, and your hair is clean. It's like, oh my god, buddy.
I think if a guy told me that, like, I would be
That
like,
your hair was clean.
yes, it is. Good job. You
And
noticed. Does
it's
it
it's so
bother you?
were you also a little bit shocked that he's like being this awkward like 7 chapters in? I was like, I at least thought maybe for a minute he would kind of be there would be animosity towards her, but actually Tamlin is pretty nice to her
Like, all
considering
things,
what she
yeah,
did.
all things considered, like, you killed his friend, like,
Mhm.
you would think he'd be, like, not inviting her to join him at his table. Uh,
Mhm.
you would think that, maybe he would just, like, be more rude to her or something, but no,
Mhm.
he's trying to compliment her.
Or like Lucian's doing, and he even serves her. He serves her food as she sits down finally. Like
Well, attempts to.
that's like a high honor. Like this is a high fae that you thought in your previous like lore that would kill you on contact. This guy, male, because they're called males because they're not men technically. Um, stop it.
Sorry.
That's like a huge kind of red flag to me, and well, a green flag in terms of like, wait, why are you being so nice to me? Like she even questions this whole time. She's questions like, why are you doing this? And so obviously she's not there to. It's a very sorry attempt at flirting, but so the important thing that she brings up is she asks, "So I'm not to be your slave." Lucian chokes in his wine, and Tamlin definitely doesn't smile.
If I were in Favor's position when, like, asking that, and then Tamlin doesn't smile at all, and Lucian chokes on his wine, like, I'd be like, what? Did I say something wrong? Am I, like, misunderstanding this or something? Like,
Mhm.
are you, like, actually, did I guess your plans? Are you actually gonna, like, enslave me
Mhm.
after, like, all Hansel and Gretel feeding me shit and making me nice and plump?
No, she's right to question. I think there were definitely some moments when I was rereading this that sometimes it could be irritating because I'm like, it doesn't seem like he's trying to be rude. Like he's been nice this whole time, nice and relative that he took her from, you know, her family and is making her live in a weird place.
But her family wasn't treating her well either, so.
No, so it's so he reiterates and says that he doesn't keep slaves. So that she's actually free to do whatever she wants with her time.
Like, she knows
Which
how to do that.
no, it's kind of like the workaholic thing. You never know what to do when you're given free time. It's like I've always had this one task, and now you're telling me I don't have it. What am I supposed to do? And he has no interest in what he does, and it's so interesting. It's like, but why? Why don't you have some sort of interest?
Typical human.
So she's told that she's allowed to do whatever she wants, and that, but the thing is, she brings up again the promise to her mother. Like she says, she's no one and nothing without the promise to her mother, which again is the reason why I thought that that was kind of a bullshit thing to do anyway, because now she feels bad if she's even remotely doing what she wants or being happy, and like that's not okay.
And she, like, didn't even want to make that promise in the first place, so, like, if she didn't make that promise, would she just be nothing?
I mean, seemingly so.
That's
Like,
so sad.
yeah. And so she obviously almost starts a fight. She's like, "I have a family to take care of. Like, why would you do that?" And so he just says out of the blue, "Oh, they're fine.
Just,
Your
like,
family's taken care of."
offhandedly. Like, oh, they're taken care of, don't worry. And she's like, what?
And honestly, in this moment, what right does she have to believe him?
Mm-hmm. She has no reason to believe him right now.
Yeah, it's like she's in a scary environment right now. Like even though maybe it's not scary right now, it could change at any moment.
They are much
because
stronger than she is.
they also have magic. They have magic. They're more powerful, stronger, last longer, as in terms of how how long they live. So she's scared. She's scared to stand
Rightfully.
up to them,
Rightfully so.
and rightfully so. But so she keeps trying to, there must be some sort of loophole. Da da da. It's like atone. Lucian said, "Have you even apologized yet?" It's like, uh, I'm sorry.
Like totally not meaning of like I totally imagine that like that meme of like sorry. No, like you mean it. Sorry. Like she
Yeah,
totally doesn't mean it. She's just like, I am sorry.
it's like try that with like some enthusiasm.
Mm-hmm.
I love how then she proceeds to be like, "Yeah, I shot him right through the eye." It's like, yeah, go through the whole like ordeal again,
Yeah,
just so
like
that they can get more mad.
specifically shot him in the heart or yeah, in the side with an ash arrow, which of course
Mhm.
will make them upset. And then on top of that, and then it's like and then he just stood there and stared at me, so I fired another one through the eye. It's like so you're just like throwing yourself under the bus here.
It's like, yeah, you skinned him.
And then
It's
sold
like,
his hide.
goodness.
Like if we think of him as like in his human form, or I guess his fae form rather than the beast form, that's like
Mhm.
literally skinning a humanoid creature and selling its skin.
It's like, yikes! I don't want to see that picture.
Wow, that's nasty.
So Feyre's just left to believe that they're alive and well cared for. So she also is, and this is where like it kind of brings into some of the other Fey lore they have. Like obviously the iron was brought up in the first part that we talked about, where the iron bracelets the sisters have on their wrist. Um, and Feyre believes that fairies can't lie. Like they have to tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's saying that they're cared for, I guess I sort of have to, but she's still like skeptical
And like,
of it.
cause she's also saying like, even if they can't lie, they can omit the truth. Like they can like bend the
Yes,
truth around, which
which is
is
something
fair.
is it's in a lot of Fae lore that they can do that. Like honestly, in every other instance where I've seen Fae, they do the same thing where they'll like twist it.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't surprised by that at all.
I don't
Um,
think I was either. I mean, I wouldn't believe them if like my I thought my family was dying, that I'd been
mhm.
taken away, and they're like, "Oh, they're cared for. It's fine." Just offhandedly, I'd be like, "The fuck not? I'm gonna believe you."
Yeah, it's very yeah. I totally agree with her here
Mm-hmm.
about her not, But the fact is she goes for like the knife on the table, and he like uses his magic to make create these invisible bonds to keep her arm secure.
Well, she didn't go for the knife immediately, right? Like she like stood up and then was like, "Okay, then I'm gonna grab the knife," and then she's like, "Oh, I should have grabbed the knife first." But
Yeah, she was going to think about it, and then he was too quick about it.
but I totally imagine her like literally like shooting up and having like the chair like bolt backwards a little bit and like the
Mhm.
loud screech of it. And it's like, no, she could still move pretty quickly for someone who hasn't eaten for a while, but he's just like, no, sit the fuck down. Like, you're not going anywhere and do not do what you're thinking about doing.
He's been nice to her up at this point, but he's like, I'm only going to say this once. Human. I don't care if you live somewhere else, but if you cross the wall, if you flee, your family will no longer be cared for. Ultimatum set.
Blackmail.
It's like, well, honestly, though, he could live anywhere in Prithian, sure, but she wants to go back home, so that's not the option that she's looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously he's slipping into a little bit of his mad phase, where his like his knuckle it's like it seems like this happens a lot, where like every time he gets mad his knuckles will like the it's almost like Wolverine, where like it'll like protrude out,
Mm-hmm.
like the claws and stuff,
Scary.
just to remind everyone that they're not like that they're not human.
And that they are fucking magical beings and they have power and like strength and magic power. And I just remember thinking, does he still have a chair?
Oh yeah, you mean like because of all the claw marks?
Mm-hmm. It's like, I
It's
mean,
so
I know
true.
he technically not like a lion body. He has a lion's body, so like I guess part
Mhm.
of me I remember thinking when I first read it and had that thought of like claw marks on the chair, how does he still have a chair that looks regal and stuff? I
Mhm.
imagine I had a one moment where I just imagined Tamlin as like just a large cat, just like doing the thing of like clawing at the chair.
Ah, I see. I see. So as they're like going along, obviously after that little like confrontation, she starts to eat the food because she's like, "Well, they can't lie, so I might as well." And so obviously she is like racing to eat, so she's eating it all up. And whilst that is going on, like Lucian and Tamlin sort of, it's almost like a little switcheroo. Like they have this switch in conversation where it's like, you're a human woman. You got anybody back home?
It's like, hey, you're well, we haven't seen a human woman for a while. Hey, you sleeping anyone? You like fucking anybody back home?
It's like
They
that.
just didn't want to be like homewreckers or anything like that.
It's just funny because it's almost like, because again, I'm glad you bring this up. I have to keep remembering and remember like remind the audience that they haven't seen a human. Like the wall went up 500 years ago. They haven't seen a human in a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
So this human doesn't seem to be interested in the fact that they're ethereal beauties. Like they are supposed to be beautiful. Like they are like, eye candy. And Lucian is upset that she doesn't like seem to be in awe of them.
And it also, like, something I did notice but didn't pay too much attention to the first time through was just that it seemed like they'd had a moment of silence where they were, like, wingmanning each other. And then they started talking about, like, if she's sleeping with anyone. I'm like, the fuck? So, like, they kidnap her, and now they're like, are they literally trying to do what the Children of the Blessed said of, like, make her, like, the bride or something?
Which is funny because I didn't even like consider that. I was just, is this what you guys actually like care about? Um, so like Lucian is the one who starts it. He's like, ask if there's anyone back home, and then she doesn't lie. She's like, I mean, I was close with somebody. And then it's like it says Tamlin and Lucian exchanging glance. And it was Tamlin who said, "Are you in love with this man?" Like I was the same as her. Like, why do you fucking care?
And, like, why, like, specifically do you say in love versus like, I mean, I guess maybe they didn't have the difference of like I like this person versus I love this person, but also
Mm.
specifically in love with this person.
Yeah, it just seems like like when I was thinking, because obviously everyone who knows this series or just it's fantasy romance. I didn't think the romance would start like what a piss poor attempt at a start of a romance, but it was I was like, oh, this is just about as awkward as I probably would be. So I'm actually digging it.
This is like some really slow burn shit.
Right, right. Very, very slow burn. And so the exchange is like, and you do love anyone else? And so she's now in hysteria. She's like, so she gets up. He doesn't stop her this time, but she goes off on him. It's like, is this really what you guys talk about? You guys are arrogant. Full on goes, great female protagonist at them. And of course, they kind of laugh it off, and it's like, it's just, it's like, why don't we go rest? And I love how her last question, though, before that kind of scene ends, she's like, why be so generous? And so he's like, I kill too much as it is. It's like, huh.
I definitely feel like there's something more behind that.
Oh, yeah, but it's like, That's not reassuring, man.
Well, it's not like a real answer. It's like specifically she was asking like, why are you being so generous to me? Why did you give me a place to stay? That kind of thing. And he's just like, not even specifically about hers, like, I kill too much as it is. First of all, she doesn't want to hear that you kill a whole lot, even if that's what she already assumed. And, like,
Mm-hmm.
secondly, it's like, okay, but that still pops up the question of why didn't you kill me?
Right. Right. So so they end the conversation with or we end that scene with Lucian barking in laughter and Tamlin growling at him. Growling at him to shut up, which is so funny because in the graphic audio it's you hear it, and it's every time that happens it's so interesting to hear like the growling and the laughing and the whatever.
Yeah, they're definitely, I could tell they definitely have an interesting relationship because they seem like friends because they can tease each other like that and they also support each other, and yet it's like emissary and then owner of the manor.
At the end it seems very brotherly to me,
Yeah. Or
but
like those
so
best friends that will like smack you on the back or whatever. Or no, what it reminds me of is like two people in like the Marines or something, like in the same unit
uh,
who will tease each other whenever they're off duty.
I like that a lot, actually. I like that description a little bit better. So then that fitful night, she sleeps in the bedroom, um and she wakes up and uh, she's like, reminiscing about, her waking up in the cottage versus waking up in this manor, because it's almost very lonely, um with no family to wake up to, and obviously her thinking about all the stuff that happened the night before, and it's like, well, he can't be completely wicked if he's being that awkward.
Hmm.
um So, but of course, a morning, great way to wake up to a morning screech and a big thud.
It's like,
So,
oh shit, I'm gonna die.
very comical. Feyre sets up like a trap, like a snare trap,
Hmm.
for anyone that, comes into her room. And so she catches Alice in it, in the snare.
God. Although props to her for making a like quick snare like that.
Oh, right. Like with whatever she just had in the room. It's like, go you,
Like the
man.
curtains.
I don't think I would have put up a snare. Like, I would have just let it go.
Although I when she said like that she used the curtains to rig the snare, like cut up the
Mhm.
curtains, I just immediately made the connection to uh well, two things actually. I made the connection, of course, to Beauty and the Beast, the retelling kind of thing
Right.
of like Belle like trying thinking about escaping out the window with sheets and curtains and stuff. Um
Mhm.
and then the second thing I think of is from Sound of Music when Maria just like cuts up the curtains to make clothes. It's like people that in a
Wow.
new place, in a new like big place that they're uncertain about being there just seem to want to cut up curtains.
Right, it's a staple fantasy thing. So, the biggest thing to get from the little Alice she's I'm sorry, exchange is that, uh, Alice is, like, very irritated, but at the same time, she's like, "Ooh, I can kill you too." Like, even the lower fairies can kill humans very, very easily. It's almost like it's another, especially when I read this the second time, I thought, well, the first time I thought that Alice was just being kind of bitchy, but, a bitchy morning, you know, thing, but
Hmm.
reading it, I was like, "Oh, no, she's warning her."
Definitely.
That's like a warning to be like, "Hey, even I can do something to you. If it wasn't me, you probably would have had issues."
Yeah.
And so she continues to like tell her, it's like, you can't do anything. You're here, you might as well just live with it. Um and so basically Bate tells her if Feyre leaves the manor, she won't be under Tamlin's protection anymore. which
Mm-hmm.
is bad because Tamlin seems to be, well, she calls him master. It seems that he has some sort of authority on this property.
She just doesn't know
So,
what yet.
yeah, so he seems to be like a, I mean, the first time I thought of this, I thought he was a, like, a duke or some. I didn't really know how the hierarchy worked, but it kind of seemed like that.
Yeah, I guess I didn't even think about that. Like it hasn't really gone into the hierarchy much, like other than the fact that there's high lords, high fae, and then fairies. So those are like the three things that you can fit into, but it doesn't
Mhm.
go into like the more in depth hierarchies and rankings.
Right. And that's something that I think like gets covered over time, but not, of course, not in this first part. Um, but Alice is obviously likes her in some sort. She's like, you're willing to put up a fight. I'll give you that. Um, but she's also not willing to explain anything. Like Feyre has so many questions, but Alice is very not going to
Hmm.
going to ask.
She's not an easy nut to crack.
No, or it seems like she doesn't really feel like comfortable talking about anything.
Hmm.
Um, I think one thing, so like while Alice is doing Feyre's hair in the mirror, the one thing I wanted to bring up was just like a descriptor. So it's Nesta and Feyre have their mom's eyes, but
Hmm.
Nesta looks more like their mother. So it's like Elaine looks more like their father. Nesta is like carbon copy of the mother, and then Feyre's kind of like a mix in between.
I mean, I think that actually kind of works because a lot of the time, like stories, at least like more fantasy type ones and cartoons and stuff, like always have
Mhm.
like the first child look after one parent and then the second child look after the second parent. And then now it's the case where we have a third child, so obviously it should be a mix of the two parents.
Right. Because I think I wanted to bring it up solely because of it's almost like because Nesta is such like something that keeps getting brought up even in these first couple of chapters for Feyre. It's almost like when Feyre sees Nesta's their eyes, it's
Mm-hmm.
almost like a trigger for her to be like all the nasty things that Nesta would say to her. It's like you're a half wild beast, you're this and that. It's like she sees that every time she looks in the mirror,
Mm-hmm.
and it's God damn, I couldn't imagine having you look at some. It's like she's seeing Nesta's eyes, but it is her eyes. So then when she sees her reflection, she's
Mm-hmm.
hearing all those words again. It's like, yikes.
Yikes, indeed.
So obviously, it doesn't seem like she's under house arrest. Um, so she just starts walking around the freaking the freaking manor, goes down the obviously grand staircase that I said, and she's noticing the paintings.
Mm-hmm.
Got that. And so she's moving, and so she finally makes her way to the gardens.
The gardens.
And so as she's like peacefully looking and everything, all you hear is just you,
No name or anything like that, just you. And like in a place where she is not very familiar yet. That is terrifying.
which I just laugh out loud every time I hear that because I'm just like, Tamlin, if you really are trying to be nice to her, like it seems like you're trying to be, don't
Mm-hmm.
yell like you over there. So he's like, well, where are you going? It's like, good morning to you.
Mm-hmm.
um, so she's definitely irritated by Tamlin, but she does think he looks handsome in the morning light.
He's a dumb blonde to her.
Well, sometimes the blondes are pretty, I will say that. Definitely makes him seem like a Hemsworth of some sort. When she
Mm-hmm.
describes him, it's like that's what I picture. And so he asks her for if she wants to go on a tour, and it's fine. She's like, I'm fine.
No thanks.
So he gives her a generous offer, and she's like, no, I'm good.
Well, what if we. No thanks.
Like, no, it's like shut down, and he's like, do you have a problem with me? It's like,
What do you
no.
think?
God, like their interactions between each other are so awkward. That's why I feel like this is just such a great setup because I'm like thinking to myself, because I mean, at this point, I'm thinking that Tamlin is the love interest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wasn't the only one who thought that though. When I did read this with some others, like they thought Lucian was the love interest, and I was like, I feel like he's there's too much animosity towards her at the current moment for him. But I was like, oh, I totally thought Tamlin was the because he's the beast and the Beauty and the Beast retelling, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so basically says he reiterates to her, I'm not going to kill you, like I don't break my promises. So it's interesting that he brings up, so we get another big piece of information that's central to the story, is that there is a sickness in the lands across Prithian. For 50 years, there's been a blight spreading around, and that has made magic act strangely. And it seems like Tamlin, well, and he says this too, his powers are diminished because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like the whole Maas situation as well is also a part of that.
Yeah.
So it's like he said, stuck in Maas for nearly 50 years.
Like, dang. I just had this thought. Like, imagine, like, if you know how like people are always like daring each other to do stupid shit. Like, what if
Mhm.
a person had been dared to wear this most ridiculous mask ever, like, and then got stuck in it? That would be so brutal.
Yeah, it's almost like the whole the myth about if you keep your face in a certain way for too long, you'll get like frozen face or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's what I was thinking.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like getting stuck in a theater mask for, like being happy all the time or being sad.
Well, that's sad.
Very much so. So she has a little bit of sympathy for him when she's talking about the or when he's talking about this. And so it seems so he also gives us Tamlin gives us another piece of information that Andreas was going over the wall to look for the cure.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously that makes her feel a little bit bad because it seemed like he was going to do something for the greater good. But he also gives Feyre kind of a rude awakening that this blight seems to, I mean, they don't know yet, but it seems that it could affect humans,
Mm-hmm.
which would be bad because he
And
said it's spreading.
it definitely catches her attention because, of course, she doesn't
Hmm.
care about much except her family. Even if they treated her bad, she's like, wait, this blight, hang on, can this affect humans? And then she's like, oh shit, my family.
Right. And it's nice that he's telling her this because I almost think when I'm rereading it, it's almost like kind of, a piece of information to make it so that he trusts or she trusts him a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm trying to show you that I mean no harm. Here is something that, you might want to know if you're going to be living here for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
So, another quote that I liked is like, he may take an animal form, but he's civilized, is what she says.
It's like, but I am
So,
civilized. It's like, really?
it seems, and like, he has like a pretty swanky place. So, I mean, go him.
Although I will say, like, I had the same reaction as Feyre. Like, it's like when he's like, I am civilized. She looks at his hand, at the claws, and I like that's the
Oh,
same reaction that I had of like, really? You sure about that?
like, you kind of didn't really show that last night, but he started out like that though. He started out fine, and then she got under his skin, and then he got mad.
And then
Not
his
trying to give
claws
him,
were under his skin.
not trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm just saying, practically, there was buildup.
There always is.
So obviously, he like tucks his hands behind his back, and he goes on. It's like, I'll see you at dinner. And so she's left to wander the gardens by herself, and that's where we get to chapter 8.
Dun,
Um,
dun, dun.
a longer chapter because obviously the whole dinner scene lasted a long time, but Um, so chapter 8, she's going around the gardens. So she's every time she's walking around like this, it's almost like she's trying to seek out a plan to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she's thinking out things, she's starting to watch for the exits and the entrances of the building
Mm-hmm.
so that she can, hide or do whatever.
A hunter's
Um,
mind for sure.
definitely, definitely. And she remembers what Alice said to her. It's like, oh, yesterday Alice said that Lucian might need someone to blow up at him. It's like, perfect. Our plan is I'm going to plead my case to Lucian so that he can plead my case to Tamlin because Lucian is the emissary. So, if Lucian detests me living here, he might want me to leave too. So,
Right.
so he could fulfill the treaty some other way.
Hopefully.
Which, of course, me thinking to myself, I'm like, when does the first plan ever work out in favor? But I was like, okay, I'll go with it. Get close to Lucian. Maybe something will, come about. So as soon as she figures that out, she sits in this really beautiful, like foxglove, um, glen of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wanted to ask you this because it's so interesting. It like it's so subtle and it's such a moment, but it doesn't really get brought up too much. About so she's sitting there and then she feels this presence of two sets of feet walking behind her. And she can't see anything. She doesn't see anything, but she hears them.
Mm-hmm.
And so when she turns around, she sees like a like it says there's a shimmering, but she says a shimmering of separating into two smaller figures no taller than my waist. So such a random thing before Alice calls Feyre, for lunch or whatever. What did you think that was at the beginning?
Um, I thought it was, she said she turned around and saw two lamb statues. I immediately thought it's like, wait, did the lambs come alive or something? Like, is this a
Mm,
fae magic? Are they movable statues or whatever? So I definitely was thinking that it was like either the two lambs statues or before she said she turned around and saw the two lamb statues, I thought it was like some again another some kind of fae thing, like maybe it was two fae creatures that had the ability to be invisible, um,
mm,
or were not even visible, like not invisible, just they did not have real bodies or whatever. um,
mm.
and so that's what I thought it was. And yeah, I think the way that Sarah wrote it definitely like made me a little nervous of like she's here, like she's barely been here, like she can't get attacked already, right?
Yeah, it made me think of like the first thing I thought of was like whenever I've read Fey lore, it's like they have these demon children
Mm-hmm.
of like I feel like the younger the Fey look, the more dangerous they are and the more old they are.
Mm-hmm.
So in most other Fey lore, that's not kind of like the thing here, but I was like, oh shit, is this like some all powerful thing that's like I thought this was gonna be the bad guy or like they were gonna be some sort of significance.
Mm-hmm.
I read this the first time, um, but very subtle. No one really notices it, but because Alice calls her to lunch, and so she doesn't really think about it, but it's like creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so Feyre stole a knife the other night when she was at dinner, though. Didn't mention that before, but I mean, not surprised that she did steal it.
She
And
has a
and
habit of hiding knives.
she does, she does. Well, it's for protection. She feels like she needs it. It totally makes sense. I'd probably do
I
the
mean,
same thing.
and also Tamlin stole her knife, so she's gonna steal one of his.
Yeah, 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 100%. Because also, I totally forgot to like tell the audience, like, oh my gosh. So one of the biggest things about Lucian's um character is that he has a metal eye. He has a scar on his face. And we didn't really bring that up the first time we met him, but she kind of talks into it now. So I'm bringing it up again. So Lucian has a metal eye and a scar on it. So one of his eyes is gone, but like the metal eye is weirdly magical looking.
And it reminded me of Mad Eye Moody.
Ex- Literally was about to say the same thing.
Yeah, of like just an eye that like seems to like move around and on its own, and like could apparently see through his head or whatever magical shit they
Mhm.
said. Um,
Right.
and like just also the fact that even though Lucian has the mask on, like you can still see the scar because it like goes down his whole face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like what the fuck happened to him?
What did you think? Because I guess like I was thinking about the whole eye thing. I don't know. I don't really know what I was thinking. I was thinking like something. Obviously, something happened to him. I thought he got in like some big battle and lost it in some like heroic way.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean,
so
and it like could have happened because he definitely gives off warrior vibes, and he carries around a sword and weapons and shit. And so,
mhm.
like, it could have been an epic way.
Yeah, but we don't really know anything. But they're all at dinner again, and so Tamlin's talking about Feyre like he knows her really well. It's like Feyre can hunt, Feyre can do this. It's like, dude, you don't really know me though, do you? Okay. And so Lucian clarifies, how old are you anyway? 19. So we find out Feyre is 19 and very young compared to them, though we don't get their ages.
Old, probably.
Old. Um and so they're trying to do the same thing they did the night before, but they kind of go a little too far with this one this time. And it's like, Tamlin, it's almost like the one time Tamlin tries to jab at her like Lucian did, he goes too far with it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, didn't your mother ever teach you about us? And it's like, face palm. Literally,
Don't bring stuff up if you don't know about it.
don't bring up the mother. Like, you didn't see a mother at the place. Like, can you not put together context clues, my man?
Unless he did it, he was trying to be subtle of like, hey, I didn't see an older woman, let's ask this question. No, bad choice.
Mm, it's like yikes. My mother didn't have time to tell me stories. Yikes. But I told you this when we read this the first time, and I remember this blatantly. I was like, they were respectful enough, though. They like immediately stopped their joking. They were like, "Oh, how did she die?"
Mm-hmm. It
Um,
was like for once, Lucian didn't laugh.
right, and it's like even though they're dicks, they seem to be respectful.
They at least understand the feeling of loss.
Very much, yeah, especially for people who are or creatures that are old. Um, so find out her mother died of typhus when she was 8, specifically 8. Um, and Tamlin gives his condolences for her loss, but it's it was like an off moment, so she kind of gets up and leaves because I wouldn't want to probably stay there either.
Yeah. I'm surprised
You
she
know,
stayed that long.
why I think Feyre like is something I resonate with so much is that sometimes when I feel that awkward in a scenario or I feel like I'm gonna get too emotional, I just have to get up and leave it. Like very randomly. I totally vibe with that.
Just walk away.
And so, yeah, definitely still has the knife with her. It's like, do not leave it, just in case.
Even though
Um,
she was feeling sad and remembering her mother and the fact that they brought it up, she still didn't forget the knife.
and I know it's dumb, but like, I know it's for her protection, but still, like, a knife isn't gonna do anything to them. It's not gonna do anything to any of them, even the lesser fairies.
I think,
So,
yeah, when I read it, I was thinking the same thing, but then I was like trying to, I mean, like, argue for Feyre's side of like, well, even if she can't like stab them or anything, like maybe she could use it to pry open a window or something.
Ah, yeah, I guess I
So I
didn't really
was
think
like
of
trying to reason for her.
it's not more of a weapon, but it's more of like a utensil.
Yeah, a tool.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. Actually, I didn't see it that way. That's interesting. Um, so of course, the we get to the next morning, so we get to chapter 9. Um, she does not snare Alice this time. She lets the servants in to, help them or help her get ready.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so now it's time to enact the plan. Lucian is on border patrol today, and Feyre's goal is to find him and convince him to let Tamlin or get Tamlin out of to to get Tamlin to get her out of the treaty.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but she gets stopped right at the garden again. Right as she's about to enter the garden, Tamlin just pops out of nowhere
I
and
mean,
is
he
like,
was probably waiting for her. Like, maybe he saw her. Well, obviously, he saw her yesterday go, and he's like, well, she probably will go out again. I will catch her.
"Oh my goodness." Yeah, I feel like he told which okay, I think this is so interesting because I feel like in so many I don't know how many fantasy novels you read in this kind of style, but honestly in the other ones, the guys are usually dicks at the beginning. Like or, it's usually the girl who's secretly looking at the guy from afar. Like this is totally turning that on its head
Mm-hmm.
and being like she doesn't really care about Tamlin too much. Versus, she's just
No.
trying. She has one goal, and that's what it is. And it's like Tamlin kind of seems like the lovey-dovey girl, and quote unquote girl in this instance.
I mean, with those long, luscious locks.
Yeah, he's got that really like Beach Boy blonde hair. So again, he tries to be funny with her. It's like no tripwires. It's like uh, he tries to interact with her, so to try to spend time with her, which is interesting because why would he want to
Mm-hmm.
unless he's starting to catch feels, which is totally what I thought when I first read this the first time. But she's like, I'd rather like to spend the date alone, and then immediately goes to find Lucian and goes to the stables. It's like, no thanks.
No thanks.
It's like, I kind of feel bad for him though, because I've been on the receiving end of that. Where it's like, hey, do you want to, you want to do something? It's like, no, I'm good.
No
And then
thanks.
immediately the guy would go with some other girl, and I'd be like, oh, well, okay. You just didn't want to go with me.
Right.
um, like, damn, Farah, turn him down swiftly, I guess, sure. So she finally gets to the stables, and Lucian seems pretty alright with her coming along. Like, for someone that was kind of being hostile towards her a little bit, he seems pretty open to the idea.
Yeah. He's just like, so, going for a ride? Just like nonchalant, and it's like, uh, yeah, okay, I guess this was my chance.
Like, let me show you what Perithian really looks like. um, I mean, he's still jabbing at her the whole time. He's like, fairy killer, killed my friend, da da da. Like, slowly eating away at her guilt trip.
Uh-huh.
Um, so they're riding through the western woods. And obviously she sees some stable hands, but they don't really seem to talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but so, they're astride the mares and they're, uh, doesn't seem, honestly, I didn't think about this until just now. How long has it been since she's been on a horse? Because they definitely didn't have enough money to have one.
Probably since she was still at the manor estate or whatever with her family.
Yeah, because like,
So,
I
11
guess
years?
it's very interesting, and it's just kind of like, it's like, it's like the thing, it's like riding a horse, or like riding a bike. It just like, you can, it's all muscle memory at this point.
Yeah, muscle as in aching and hurting.
I've never rode a horse. You rode a horse, right?
You've never ridden a horse?
I mean, I have, but like at the pony rides where you just go around for like a couple times. Like I've never ridden one for like so long that it would hurt.
Yes, I have.
Interesting. No, I've never have. So no, I wouldn't know.
And it
Okay.
hurts more when like going up and down hills because you actually have to like use your own muscles to keep balanced.
Interesting. The more you know. I did not know that.
You should ride a horse.
Well, I have, but not that long.
No, a real
Um,
horse.
um. So they're going around. They're actually like being really quiet with each other as they're going through this. Um, and so they're riding through the forest, but she doesn't want to hunt because now she feels bad hunting because she doesn't. There's not really a need to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, no, I'm not going to kill it just to kill it. And Lucian's a little bit surprised. I mean, I think he's pleasantly surprised by that. So here comes like the awkward, so you're an emissary, right? Like like thinking that he wouldn't subtly pick up on what this journey was supposed to be about.
That didn't work.
It's she feel like honestly she does feel bad for Andreas. She does, like she starts to actually feel bad, but she doesn't say it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I think at the beginning of it, it's genuine. She does really kind of want to get to know him. She actually apologizes, like, "I'm sorry, I didn't know what he meant to you." Because, yikes, this was supposed to be Andreas's shift.
Eesh.
Yikes! Put the guilt trip even more, Lucian.
Good job, Lucian.
Wow. And so, Lucian I think picks up on that, and um, immediately she doesn't even get to ask yet. He goes, so when are you gonna, when exactly are you going to, try to get me to reason with Tamlin to get you out of the treaty? She's like, what?
I would never.
It's like he knew before you even got on the horse. He says, honestly, I'm impressed and flattered that you think I have that sway with Tamlin.
Well, yeah, it seems like it with all the bantering you do.
It kind of did, yeah. I mean, I tried, didn't I? But yeah, so Lucian knew exactly what Feyre wanted, and Tamlin apparently cannot be reasoned with. Um,
As that keeps coming up.
so, but he does admire her balls, as he quotes. And then, so Lucian does like kind of a double take. So Feyre asks, like, so where's the rest of Tamlin's court? They all fled when the blight on magic, and then so Lucian quickly looks at her and says, "How do you know about the court?" It's like, do regular estates have emissary? Like, I think like that was a moment where she one upped him.
Mm-hmm. Because he got
It's like,
confused by something.
because it's like, yeah, I mean, to me that was totally true. This seems like a court of some sort in terms of it's like, well, yeah, you have your master, the master of the house, the duke, the whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys are. I mean, yeah, what normal rich guy would just have an emissary?
Mm-hmm. He's got to be someone important.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, and it's like, why is that weird? So, we also get a little bit more about the mask situation in here. So, uh, we each chose what to wear the night to honor Tamlin's shape-shifting gifts. That's why they were wearing the masks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but obviously he's like tugging on it, and it's not giving at all.
Sad.
Um, something from the shitholes of hell is what he said. I shouldn't have said that. If word got back to her, who? Bam.
The
I
fuck?
clocked that immediately. I don't know about you, but I clocked that immediately.
So when he said her, I'm like, who is her? Who the fuck is
Yeah,
her?
exactly. I was like,
And why
Because
is she making him so scared to say that she or whatever the from the depths of hell, um like, is it like her that he's talking about, or is she the one who will punish him for saying that about someone or something? But either way, her is important in some way.
well, yeah, because I clocked that. Like, I think maybe it's like the actor brain in me to be like, this is such a shift in Lucian's personality
Mm-hmm.
that it's like he's been so like nonchalant and witty and sassy, and all of a sudden he's just scared. It's like, why would he be so scared of this person?
Like, he's
It's
a
like,
super strong high fae. What can scare him?
what bigger fish would scare them? Yeah, correct. And so because it says the color had leached from his sun-kissed skin. It's like he said, "Never mind. The less you know, the better." Um, and so you know, she goes. Feyre goes into her mind a little bit. She's like, "Yeah, Prithian is ruled by 7 high lords who lead all the courts, and perhaps she is the one who governed the territory. If not the High Lord, then the High Lady, if that was even a possibility."
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, yeah, they say High Lords, and I mean, that obviously does not, I mean, because this kind of fantastical world does not, you know, represent all the other identities. It's very female male oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and so it doesn't seem like when they say High Lord, that doesn't imply female.
Right.
So it's interesting. So she kind of, gets off the subject, and she's getting more info on Lucian, and trying to ask him about his age and all that, and like obviously he's old.
Just plain old.
And so we also get another little tidbit is that Tamlin is the only one who can shapeshift. So I think that's a little bit of a discrepancy between them. So Lucian is a high fae, but because I thought I was wrong when I read this. I was like, oh, I thought all high fae could transform.
Mm-hmm.
No. Tamlin can, but the other or like at least Lucian to a certain extent can, and then obviously the lower fairies cannot.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So something about that means that Tamlin is more powerful than everyone.
and literally Lucian's explanation for this is literally just, well, because Tam can. He says that so many times in these first like 10 chapters. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Lucian, I think I need a little bit more than that.
What
um,
do you mean? Oh, Tam can.
it's like, okay, yeah, but why can he?
Oh, he just can.
So, Tamlin was the one who changed all the, Andreas and all the others, whoever the others are, that went over the wall that day.
And may or may not have returned.
And so, Lucian, he doesn't really have, or sorry, the High Fae don't have specific powers the way the Lesser Fairies do. So he doesn't have a natural born affinity, which again is so weird. Why do the people with powers, or sorry, with the people that don't have powers, ruling? If the High Fae are the rulers of the land, why is it the Lesser Fairies are like the poor people? Because they're the ones who have the cool powers. I really didn't get
Mm-hmm.
that. It's like, oof, wow. It's literally a bloodline thing. Because the High Fae are the pures, and the Lesser Fairies are the ones that are just, they don't have the High Fae blood, so they're just lesser somehow. Which, again, political implication of just how much, how not true that is.
Yeah.
Or honestly, how sometimes in real life people think that way. Um, he's like, I suppose if I were one of you, I'd be one of the fairies, not High Fae, a lesser fairy like Alice. So I love how she immediately goes for the jugular. She's like, so how'd you get the scar? Like,
Then just okay, I guess we're just saying what's on our mind now.
yeah, it's like, so we don't talk about things like that. And obviously, So his Lucian is like the king of saying what's the word for it? Um Giving really vague answers.
Mm-hmm.
Like the vague ominous answers of like he's like I didn't keep my mouth shut
Like,
when I could have.
it's like, what? Like, are you gonna like explain more? Like, what do you mean you didn't keep your mouth shut when you should have?
It's like what does that mean? Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, that's another aspect. It's almost like Prithian is more, I mean, obviously it's more magical, blah, 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 but it's also more dramatic. Because I feel like the human lands was so cut and dry. It's like this, and this. Everybody's like super direct and upfront. Versus them, it's like everything's vague, everything's, up to an interpretation.
Up to interpretation, and also like, well, I'm not gonna tell you the truth. I guess that's fine. And it's like that's what makes Prithian even more dangerous is because no one knows the truth.
True, 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 true. Because no one know, like, into it's like up until you face the creature, would you know? But also, you probably would be dead by
Yes,
then. You face them.
exactly.
So interesting to bring up creatures. So the end of this chapter, little segment, is Lucian bringing up that there is a magical creature that can answer any question if you trap them. And so Feyre goes, "Da-ding!"
That's my
Wait,
next step.
so, Lucian failed. Okay, so it's called the Surreal. And they're old and wicked, and they're very dangerous to go after. Um, it's like if you're stupid enough to look for it, but it will answer any question. So, if no one here will answer her questions, maybe it will.
Stupid enough to look for it, or brave enough to try.
I know, that's yes. She is brave enough to try. She is that stubborn enough to try.
Yeah.
But again, I love how even in these first couple of segments, everything is super like boom, boom, boom. Like, okay, it's like exposition, event. So Lucian immediately tells her about the surreal, and then all of a sudden they get like, or I keep saying Tamlin. That Lucian goes, "Put your bow down," and there's like this eerie, creepy noise
Or
that just
rather,
comes up on
it's like not even necessarily a noise like immediately. Like the first thing they notice is that it's just incredibly quiet. Like there is no noise.
them. Yep, you're right. And then it's like no noise, and then there's a presence,
Who's
and
like
then there's noise.
chills, goosebumps.
Mm-hmm. Which is so creepy, especially when you're listening to the graphic audio. I'm gonna keep bringing that up just because, like, it's so interesting to hear the creepy noise. Because God, this makes this scene way more like interesting to listen to.
And she also just wants everyone to listen to this.
Right. Well, true. I would totally invest in the graphic audios. Give me a subscription. Our sponsor our podcast. um,
We talk about it enough as it is.
right. But so obviously, so then we get into chapter 5, which is just the eerie, creepy, blood freezing, and it starts whispering to them in this hollow ancient voice. It's like, "I'll grind your bones, I'll drink your marrow." It's like, look at me, look at me. It's so creepy. It's like this is what Feyre thought when when she expected Prithian to be weird and creepy. This is what she imagined it to be, not the nice, peaceful like people.
Ugh.
And so, uh, Lucian's one thing is like he says not to look at it, do not look at it, but he doesn't really tell her why in the moment. It's just like don't look, don't look, don't look.
My first thought when he was like doing this was legit like, is it the cereal? Because they were just talking about it, and then he's like, shoot, put your bow down and freeze and don't look at it. And like, I guess I felt like if I were in that place, I'd definitely be like, oh my god, it's the surreal, it's wicked and creepy, and it's creeping up, and I'm not ready for my question yet.
Ah, that's so interesting. I didn't think of that. I didn't. I was like, oh, I'm just wait, what? I was I was so go with the flow. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. She probably was thinking that. But so she does, I mean, she's obviously like pulled to look at it because, putting up memories of, it's almost like a siren.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this is refreshing things, like, these good memories, come over here, look at me. And it eventually disappears, which is honestly a little funny to me. It's like, wait, it's just gonna give up?
Mm-hmm.
It just gave up and left. I mean, sure, I guess. It's like good that it left, but it's like, you don't want to know what that was. So they call it the bog, or okay,
Bogue or
it's
bogey.
like bogey, but I hate that because I just think of golf, and I don't want to think of golf when I'm thinking of like a magical creature. So I call it the bog,
And I call it the
but
Vogue.
it is pronounced like bogey.
I guess
So we're
actually
both
I mix it like bog and bogue, depending on how I'm reading it, I guess, or who's talking about it.
it's fine. We're both wrong. It's all right.
It's up to
Uh,
interpretation. Sorry, Sarah, but
right.
we're gonna do it this way.
Though I do appreciate the pronunciation guide that she puts in the back.
It is very
So,
helpful.
um, so obviously this creature is, so it's interesting because if you acknowledge it, it becomes real, and it immediately can kill you, which is crazy.
Like your worst
It's like,
nightmare come true. No, it's like the Boggart from Harry Potter. You know, Bogue, Boggart, Boggart.
dude, I was literally thinking this. Dude, I mean, okay, this is just gonna be all Harry Potter references at this point, and a little bit of Twilight.
Yeah, and
On
I was like trying to remember the name of it because I'm like Boggart, like it's not the same thing, is it? No, but it's literally the same thing. Like it becomes your worst fear, or something you fear, and
Mhm.
then you're like ridiculo or whatever the spell is.
It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Sorry,
You're right, it is.
my mom's such a Harry Potter fan. She would like bust my ass if I didn't know that.
Oh, well, she's gonna
So
bust my ass when she hears this episode.
it's like Leviosa.
Not Leviosa.
God, we're nerds. It's fine. But so yeah, like definitely what the creature was that she expected. And so as she's talking to Lucian, they're kind of, it's almost like they're bonding a little bit over this shared experience. And so um obviously she asked him, did you fight in the war, which was, again, to reiterate, 500 years ago. And he said shit, Feyre, I'm not that old. Like, so he's not 500 years old, but he's still probably centuries old.
Yeah, maybe
Of
like
sword.
400 something.
Mm-hmm. And so it's I think this definitely was their start of a bonding moment, because then immediately Lucian is like, so do you only know how to use a bow? Because I can teach you how to wield a sword. Because she doesn't know how to handle a sword at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, free lessons from a Fey warrior? I mean, hell yeah, sure.
That's pretty good.
I just love the ending. It's like, do you ever stop being a serious and dull? And she says, do you ever stop being such a prick? He's like, okay.
Like, all right, better.
Like, nothing is wrong here.
Just like, oh, okay. She actually fought back a little bit. She got some guts.
So they're off on their bonding session, and then we come back to another awkward dinner scene
Their bonding
with,
session.
oh my god.
I guess I hadn't thought
Can
of
I
it
just,
as that, but that is what it was.
oh yeah, totally. Like, to me, that was totally like the start of a bonding session, being like, hey, we went through some like weird shit together. It's like, okay, I hate you a little less now.
Yeah, that's fair. Now they're like closer to frenemies.
Haven't you ever felt like that though, where like you told somebody you were going to hang out with them and then like ghosted them, and then you didn't think you were going to do anything, and then you ended up doing something with someone else, and then you run into them.
Yeah, I had
I
that happen once, and I just felt so like I felt like a horrible human being.
oh, dude, that's happened to me a couple times. So when I didn't even mean to.
It's like, well, I
And
promise it wasn't on purpose. I didn't plan to do it.
this is totally how Tamlin feels because it's like, oh, you said you weren't going to do anything, but you sought out Lucian.
It's like, no, I ran into him at the stables.
It's like, but you were headed to the staple. It's like, did you have fun? And so I just want to so it says in the description that he has his hands like clawed into his chair. Like,
It's like,
did you have
is he trying to claw Feyre or upset at Lucian?
100%? I like, at least when I read this the first time, I was having a broski moment of like, dude, I was trying to hang out with her.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I was trying to figure out how to say it, but yeah, just like I feel like he's angry at like Lucian for doing that, but then at the same time, he's like angry at himself for like in the sense of like, wow, so Lucian has so much more charm than me. Great.
Yeah, it's awkward, and I actually I honestly feel bad for Tamlin this whole first chunk of this book.
Yeah.
'Cause all he's doing is trying to like make her feel welcome after taking her out of like a really shitty scenario and taking her away from everything she's ever known, but he's still trying to be accommodating even after all the shitty things that she says to him.
Mm-hmm. But
Um
no, then she just like dumps him for Lucian.
like, oh. So Lucian knows how to quickly cut out a scenario though, because he immediately tells Tamlin about the bog in the woods, and immediately Tamlin's like alert, like a like a really quick shift, and says, "Oh, what?" And so he immediately like runs out of the dining hall.
Yeah, like no time to be jealous.
It's like, well, and honestly, I mean, good. I would have been mad if that was like, well, we'll finish this later. It's like, okay, no, that was I was irritated, but like this is more important. So, she's like, "Well, where is he going?" It's like, "Well, to hunt it." And she's like, "Well, I thought you said you couldn't hunt it." And Lucian's like, "Well, but Tam can." Another but Tam can scenario.
Tam can.
It's like, "Okay, he can. So what now?" So basically they eat, but basically the last part of the chapter is Feyre waiting for him, which is so I definitely, because again, this is supposed to be a romance, even though it doesn't seem like it in the first couple chapters to me, but like romance on her end. But I feel like this was her moment of, oh, well, I'm a little bit worried about him because Lucian made it seem like this bog creature is, deadly.
And I think she might have been like conflicted of like why am I like looking at my window for him? Like why do I care
Mm-hmm.
if he returns safely? And then I feel like if I were in that like situation I would or like if I'm trying to like justify her thoughts or actions, one might
Mm-hmm.
be like, oh, she's just waiting because if he dies, then she loses her protection and her family loses their protection. That kind of thing. And like
Ah.
what happens with the treaty if Tamlin dies is like how I was trying to justify it at the time. Um,
Mm.
but then also, yeah, I remember that it was a romance, however slow burn it was. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like, oh, so here we go. She's starting to care about him.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't feeling like particular romance yet, but I was like, oh, that's like it's sweet. It's almost like a beginning of a once someone starts to worry, it's like, oh wait, I worry about him. Wait, do I care? Wait, I care. And then it keeps going after that. And so the fact that she's waiting for him is, significant. And I love how she's just like, instead of like a Belle scenario where she's looking out the window, she's like sharpening the knife while watching it, like looking out the
Oh yeah,
window.
just
So
like
she's like
I want to
right.
be the one to kill him.
It's like, and so I hate that we have to end it like this, but literally chapter 10 ends with Feyre seeing something in at the front gate. And that something is dun 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 her father.
End scene. Roll credits.
WTF. Oh, that's it. End the episode there.
Thanks, Sarah.
Like, what a way to, I mean, obviously we have to end our episode there because, I mean, 5 chapters, we could talk about it forever, but I, wow. What a way to end. It's just like, wait, what? The old crippled man showed up? I guess, like, my last thoughts about that was I thought it was true because obviously, you know, she's seeing him. He's there, all
Mm-hmm.
crippled with his pain and everything. It's like, but how? Like it was one of those moments where I'm thinking to myself, oh yay, great, and then wait, I was like, wait, but what?
Yeah.
It's possible, but okay. Like, what did you think about seeing your father?
I was like, how the fuck is he here? I guess she's really
Also,
gonna test those Ivy.
he didn't care for like the rest of the time. Also, oh, you know what? I really thought, like, actually, my first thought when I read it was, didn't he tell you like a couple books, or sorry, a couple chapters ago, that to go and make a name for yourself and don't look back?
I was definitely, it's like, okay, why, if he said that, why is he here now? Something's
Because it
off
was like,
about this. And why is he here at night? How did crippled father come to Prithian, which of course is dangerous to humans, and
mm-hmm,
also like a 2 day journey there, and however many into the spring court.
mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, it's at night, outside of the gate, and not coming any closer, and making eye contact with her. Like, how did he know where her room was? How did he know where she was?
Right. So it's, though I will say, preface to all the audience, like, there are some things I feel like we guessed, like, when we individually read this, that becomes true. But I will tell you, all the stuff that we tell you is our actual gut reaction when we read it. So don't be mad if it was true, because we are pretty smart. We look at, I think Liesel does it a little bit better than I do, but I do have occasional moments where I'm like, wait, I was right? My theory was right.
Prediction come true.
So yeah, wow, what a section to read. We got introduced to a bunch of different characters, a new setup, a new setting, and ending on a cliffhanger. We're assholes.
No, we're not the assholes. So that's just how Sarah
uh,
split it up.
I can't say I can't say my god author is an asshole.
Okay.
That would be blasphemy. That would be blasphemy, Liesel.
Okay, I'll say it for you.
Okay. Okay,
No,
perfect.
I'll be nice. It's rude of her to end it like that at the end of
To end her
this.
chapter like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
very rude.
Well, yes, perfect. Thank you guys so much for listening. Go ahead and, uh, you know, follow, review, all that. I have some updates for everybody. So now we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, we're on iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon, and Liesel is running our YouTube page. So it's on YouTube if you want to subscribe and follow and write comments. I know it's easier to write comments on a YouTube video than on some of the other podcast platforms, but we'll be looking for more, what did you find interesting about these chapters? Did you kind of think the same thing as us? Like, we want to hear thoughts. So,
Yes, please.
uh, we will see you guys in the next we'll see some of you in the next mini spoiler episode, and then the rest of you will see 2 weeks from now at our on our next 5 chapter run. So, bye bye.
Peace.